Yo,
All right, let's get it. What's
my
good, brother?
guy.
All
What's
right,
goody, man?
man.
Pleasure.
So it's rollout time.
Yeah.
So I met you about a year ago, and one thing that you really stressed, like people didn't know you rap. A year later, gearing up to put the project out. What type of pressure is involved in releasing your first project with no one knowing that you rap?
I mean, it's a lot of pressure because, like, when people see me, they're not expecting the shit they're about to hear. You know what I'm saying? I don't know if it's because they probably have a certain perception about me and shit, but, my only focus is to make sure that that first impression negates any doubts they had to begin with. So, like, I mean, it's pressure in a sense, but then it's not because it's like, you got nothing to lose. I don't have any previous work before that. You know what I'm saying? And I took such a long time in trying to perfect my sound and trying to put the best I can out there. So, like, I mean, when it comes to that, if they like it, they like it, but I think they're gonna like it. You know what I'm saying? Shit took time. They better. You feel me?
So you went with Purple Clouds as your first single,
Yeah.
and then Too Authentic featuring Stats as the second.
My guy.
What was the decision making process behind putting those two records out?
Sort of the Purple Clouds, is short, is straight to the point, and being that a lot of people, well, almost everybody that didn't work with me or that isn't close to like my circle where I show them my music, they don't know how I sound, so everybody was curious just to see how I sound, how I was rapping. So I think Purple Clouds is like a perfect demonstration of me just letting you know, listen, I could rap, hear this real quick. It's like a minute and 50 seconds, you know. And then once they heard that, okay, now I'm gonna release a song that has a structure, has a chorus, has two verses, and, along with the fact that it has Stats on it, who me and him, we just have a certain chemistry when it comes to making records. I knew that it was gonna make some type of noise, but also put a stamp on like, yo, like this is for real. You know what I mean? Like we do music. We're not just trying to throw freestyles or trying to do like, little releases here and there. Like we're actually doing shit with structure, doing things that take time, and we're also showing people that like we're selective with what we put out there. You know what I mean? So it's all about quality over quantity. So with those two, I feel like in those two alone, in a short period, they did what they were supposed to do, and it kind of delivered the message we wanted, which was like, yo, this is the sound, this is what we're trying to put out, and yeah, man, like that's really it.
Okay.
And they're both tracks that I'm confident in, because like they're tracks that I've heard over and over, and I've shared it with different people, and you get the same feedback. So when it's like different sources and different places, and you hear the same, responses, something's right. You know what I mean? So, yeah, man, like, that's really why I went out with those two. Feel me?
Okay.
Yeah.
And you seem to have not only a love for music, but an understanding of it, speaking about structure, speaking about strategy. So when did you first come to understand like, yo, I love music and I want to make music?
My mom is a singer.
Okay.
So she was the lead singer for the national choir in her country, in Dominican Republic.
Shout out DR.
Yeah. Yo, listen, always, man. My Dominicano, feel me? But she sung ballads. So, when it comes to ballads, there's a lot of structure, there's a lot of melodies being used. I mean, I don't have her voice, you know what I'm saying? But there's a lot of structure. Songs back then were just longer, and growing up in that household, it was like, that's all we heard, like, music where people were singing like ballads, R&B, etc. Like, I grew up in a household where like I knew who Whitney Houston was before like I ever knew who Biggie and Tupac were. You know what I'm saying? Like I grew up in that. You feel me? So when you grow up in that, like there's just certain things that you catch that it's not like you learning. It's just kind of like, you think it's okay, this is how it's supposed to sound. That when you make music, some people are like, oh shit, like I ain't catch it, like that's how you do certain shit. But with me, it's just it's a little bit more natural because I grew around that environment with a lot of, you know, listening to a lot of music that, you know, required a lot of, you know, knowing when to hit certain pitches, knowing when to hit certain notes, etc. So to your point, that's how I gained that understanding. Just being at home, being raised, you know, in that household. And then from there, like, it's just learning from the people around me. Like, you know, shout out Snake Early, you know, talented singer, you feel me? Like, working with him, working with Stats, just the people I work with in general, where you just take different pieces of information along with the music that I listen to, that's what really gives me that understanding, you know, so.
So how do you balance being a sponge with all of the knowledge you gain from Nick, Stats, and other people you work with, but then also kind of structuring your own sound, figuring out your own sound, and being your own individual person?
My only goal is to make great music. That's it. Music is a collaborative experience, so even when I work with people, I just want to make the best music possible. And I think from there, you start to develop your sound. You start to see, you know, what songs really work for you. I'll be like, everybody will want to say, yo, I want to be, you know, I want my style to be this. You feel me? But that might not be what you best at. You know what I'm saying? Like,
That's
your
real.
your style might be, yo, listen, I want to be this, but these type of records, they always hit. So after a while, when you start doing a lot of shit, like, you kind of start, you don't decide that. I don't feel like you decide what your style is, what it is, you know what I'm saying? So when I'm being a sponge, it's like I want to soak up all the information. I want to soak up all the little, you know, little things that people do in their music, like with certain pitches or certain noises or, you know, certain pieces that they add to their songs, and kind of add it to my repertoire, but at the same time being true to what I learned when I was younger, you know what I mean? And then from there, whatever music comes out of it that I feel like is the best representation of me, that's the sound that I'm gonna go with. Like, I truly feel like there's a lot of people that they're like, yo, I wanna sound like this, or they wanna be like, yo, I wanna be like Hove, or I wanna sound like, you know, Cole, I wanna sound like this, like, and no idea is original. Like, when you hear an artist, something that they do, they got it from someone else.
Right.
But in the process of doing that, they find themselves. So that's where I find myself at. I find myself at, yo, I'm gonna make the best music I can, and in the journey, I'm gonna find what my sound is. Like, I don't put pressure to that. The only thing that I care about is making good music, the best that I can make. You know what I'm saying? So.
Okay.
Yeah, man.
So the project is titled Story Ave. I interpret that as a very two-pronged thing. It's like,
Yeah.
it's where you grew up, but then there's also like Story Avenue. Literally, there's a story to you. There's a story to your come up, a story to your process. What does the project and the title mean to you?
To me, because Story Ave is the name of a street. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've lived on Story Ave my whole life, right? So I know if you didn't know that was a street and you would just hear the title, you'll think, okay, I could assume that this project is gonna have a lot of storytelling. You know what I'm saying? But I speak on like a lot of emotions in my music. Like, I go based off emotion. I want people to feel like what I'm feeling. Like, if there's a song where I'm angry, I want you to, like, when you hear it, it kind of relates with, if you're in that mood, it relates to it. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Same thing with like heartbreaks or getting lit or getting money, you know? But like, Story Ave to me is just, it's my home. You know what I'm saying? It's where I grew up at. The cover is me where I'm younger. I've lived there my whole life. You know what I'm saying? So to me, it's just a representation of where I'm from. You know, it's not necessarily me. I mean, you know, I do speak on certain experiences, but for like people don't let, if people don't know who I am, they're not gonna care a lot about certain stories. You know what I'm saying? They gotta get to know me. They gotta like me first. You feel me? Before they even care about all the, you know, in-depth detail shit that's like for later music. You know what I'm saying? Right now, I just want to represent where I'm from the best way I can, and I figure, why not just name where I'm from the project? You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And that was really my only goal, was like to make sure I represent where I'm from the best way I can, and then from there just kind of like let everything else work itself out. So
You don't shy away from mentioning the political climate of the country.
no,
Purple Clouds,
I
you
don't.
bring up Trump.
And shout outs to IG, man, for blocking me on that. You know what I'm saying? Fuck yeah. No, real shit. You know what I'm saying? Like,
So
you know what it is, like, the political climate, like,
for sure.
you see the news, with Facebook and all that, like, there's a lot of things that they're trying to control and shit. You know what I mean? And they trying to put like these loopholes where you can't put certain shit out. And I mean, it's whatever. You know what it is. But I don't try to be too political. Like I do have my political beliefs, but I do have a song. I don't know if he was gonna Purple Clouds, right?
Mm-hmm.
And I do mention the climate where we in, where it's like straight to the point. It's basically like my observation. You know what I'm saying? So sometimes when it's hard for certain people to accept, but that's the reality. You know what I mean? So my political beliefs, I don't be too in depth because, like I said, like everybody thinks differently. But for the most part, like what I'm saying is the common consensus of everybody around me. They feel the same way. You know what I mean? So why not put it on the track? But,
So would you consider yourself a woke rapper as
Nah. I just consider myself like a regular, a regular human being, a man who, has morals, has beliefs, that believes in certain things and certain morals, what's right and what's wrong. You know what I'm saying? Like woke, some people that are woke, they try to be, they try to outsmart the next man. They try to feel like they know more than the next person. You know what I'm saying? They feel like, because they read more, because they seen more, that, they got the right to say more. But nobody knows everything. You know what I mean? Like, and you got to live by your experiences. So when it comes to being woke, like, yeah, I'm woke. Like, if someone gets shot in front of me, like, I'm woke. Like, that just happened in front of me. You feel me? But, me, I just try to be true to what I feel. You know what I'm saying? It's not being woke or anything like that. I just, if I feel like talking about it one day, if it's something that I believe is wrong and I speak on it, that's just how I feel about it.
Right.
So
for you, when did you feel like Story Ave was complete and ready to?
I still don't think it's, because me, like, I always want to add shit to it, because you want to make the most perfect project possible, but that's impossible. You know what I mean? Like,
Absolutely.
It's never going to be perfect. There's always going to be something that, you feel could be better. As you continue recording, you're always going to make dope shit. And in the end, it's like, you know what? You got to move on at some point. You know what I mean? So, I feel like it's finished. But it might be, something switched out. You know what I'm saying? Like, it might be something switched out, but we'll see what happens. You know what I mean? So,
Okay.
yeah.
What would you say, as of now, what would you say is your favorite track on the project?
My favorite track on the project
Or
will
tracks?
have to be, all right, tracks, because I have a couple favorites. Like, my favorite track on the project is All My Secrets.
Okay. So
That's one of my favorites.
With,
because I feel like
with Seth
yeah,
Q?
with Seth, yo, shout out Seth, because when I did that track, first of all, it took me like 10 minutes to write that verse.
Okay.
Because I wrote that verse with Seth. He came through my job, and I wrote that verse. We was like on the rooftop, you know what I'm saying? That my job had like a rooftop with, nice setting, whatever. We were just writing. But that all stemmed from personal feelings that I had. And I'm, I do my best to control my emotions, but like music allows me to kind of like express all that and let it all out. Like, I'm an emotional person, but I'm not an emotional person that just releases right away. Like, it takes a lot for me to have like an outburst or some shit like that. Like, me, my whole life, I've always had something where I could just insert energy towards. Like, if I was feeling, if I was mad about something, I'll play baseball or some shit like that. I'll take my anger out on that. So now I'm doing that with music. So with All My Secrets, I just had this, I was just so pissed off about a certain situation, you know what I mean? Like, and All My Secrets is basically about, you know, me and certain feelings for a certain somebody. And I was just hurt at that time, you feel me? And in that moment, you know what I'm saying? I wrote what I wrote, and I found that as therapy. Because when you let that go, you're like, you feel free in a sense, you know what I mean? You said what you had to say. It's heard, or it will be heard, you feel me? And now you could just kind of move on from that, you know what I mean? It allows you to speak your mind, but in a more creative way.
Right.
So why not through music, you feel me? But other than that song, I mean, Trippin', you know what I'm saying, is another dope track. It's full of life, is amp, you know what I'm saying, it's energy, you know. People gonna hear that soon, you feel me? I think it's, you tell me what y'all think about that one, you know what I mean? But Too Authentic, my guy Stats, you know what I'm saying? Stats is yo, all this right there, you know what I mean? Like, yo, that shit is crazy.
Yeah.
That shit is crazy. I knew it was fire. Like, the first time we recorded that shit, I was like, this shit is fire. And shout outs to, you know, my engineer Prime, like, he killed that shit. Like, honestly, like, that shit, you know, it was one of the songs that made me feel more confident about my project. You know, because it's like, it's a track that I've always wanted to make, you know. And now that I got it, I'm like, okay, I know people gonna fuck with it. I love it. I listen to it like if it's not even me.
Right.
I listen to it like I'm a fan.
That's
so.
beautiful.
Yeah, man. So, but those 3 songs are like my favorites.
Okay.
Yeah.
So, you were recently in Toronto, and you got a lot of writing done while you were in Toronto. Do you draw certain musical experiences from your environment?
Yeah, it's different out there. Toronto is like a clean New York.
Okay.
Yo, it just is. You know what I'm saying? Like, and I'm a New Yorker to the death, but Toronto is like, it's so clean. The people are nice out there, except for like Border Patrol. They're a bunch of dicks. But you know, like, once you get over there, it's just so much freedom. Like, you know, weed is legal out there. All that shit is legal. It's just a different vibe. You know what I'm saying? And everybody's welcoming. And then like the skyscrapers, you know, just the whole culture over there is kind of like, it's very welcoming, you know. Like me, I listen to Drake, like Drake Cole, you know what I'm saying? But Drake is from there. That's his home, you feel me? So like, you hear him talk about all this shit on his records, and when you go there, like, you have to hear his music when you're over there. And it just hits different, you feel me? And then you kind of get a better understanding, like, shit, you know, it makes you feel a certain type of vibe that makes you motivated to write something. When I was up there for like, you know, my birthday for a couple days, you know what I'm saying? And I still was like inspired to like write shit, even though I was there on a mini vacation. I still wanted to write shit because I was just like, yo, this vibe is different. Whenever I get a vibe, I want to write something immediately. I want to hear shit, you know, I want to express it. So yeah, being out there definitely like influences the type of music you want to make the time you're out there. You know what I'm saying? It's very cold, it's very, you know, still, you know, it's not too much going on. You know something's going on, but you don't see it all the time. That's how Canada is. You know what I mean?
So there's a lot of people who want to make good music. A lot of people who will come out saying, I want to make good music. I want people to feel what I'm making. What is it about you, R, that'll set you apart from every other artist who just wants to make good music people feel?
Man, honestly, you don't know what's gonna be what, man. Like, you don't, like me, I want to put out the music that I have the most confidence in.
Right.
Music that Andre 3000 said the best. I don't know the exact quote exactly, but he said, he basically said, you have to enjoy listening to the music you make as if it wasn't yours. Because if you don't, what makes a person that doesn't know you like it? So for me, putting something out there that I like is good enough for me. You know what I'm saying? I don't put too much pressure in like, yo, I gotta be the next artist that puts music out and everybody gotta like it. Like I don't focus on that, because when you start focusing on that, you start to lose yourself a little bit and you try to please everybody else. And I'm not in the business of doing that. Like I'm in the business of, yo, I want to make music that people enjoy. I want to hit all different pockets, but I don't want to like become a slave to like, the consumer, you know what I'm saying, and stem away from what it is that I'm trying to do. Because if they fuck with you, like they're gonna join you on that journey, and as you grow, they're gonna want to grow with you. You know what I mean? So yeah, like I don't think what separates me from every other artist, maybe not every single artist, but I feel like a lot of artists out there, like they just don't take their time with their shit. They don't when they're starting, because this is my first shit. You feel me? They don't take their time. They do it for the wrong reasons. They're like, yo, I want to blow up, or I want to get lit with my boys. I just want to put this out there. Sometimes it works. Sometimes it works. But
sure.
When you do it with the wrong intentions, that has nothing to do with the love of making the music, it doesn't come out always how you think. You know what I'm saying? Like you gotta love making music. You feel me? Some people like the attention that comes with the music. You feel me? They're like, yo, listen, I ain't trying to go to school. You feel me? I ain't trying to do somewhere. I want to party. You know what I'm saying? I want to live a certain lifestyle. I want to be around certain women. And I feel like this music shit is gonna get me there. But that's the wrong way to think. You feel me? Because now it's like it's like fast food. You know what I mean? You're not gonna make a lot of quality out of that. And sometimes that non-quality shit becomes super fire. You feel me? This shit be look how the game is now. Certain people, like, they probably don't know how to rap for shit, but they hit a certain melody, a certain note, they say a certain thing is catchy, and they get on, and that's what's up. But what about the other million people that are doing that? You feel me?
Yeah.
Like at the end of the day, like the core of everything, the foundation is still rap. You feel me? So when you look at people like Cole, Kendrick, Drake, they're all in the core, they're rappers. That's why they have that longevity. Nicki Minaj, everybody else, you see that they come out, and then when they can't actually like come out with another joint that's just like the first shit that caught everybody's attention, they're gone. So me, like you said, what I feel separates me from a lot of artists is preparation. But at the end of the day, we all on the same boat until we're the ones that's controlling the ship. So you never know at the end of the day.
Right. What do you feel like is the biggest thing you as an artist can improve on? Or rather, what is your weakest trait as an artist?
My weakest trait? I'm too good for my own good, man. You know what I mean? Nah. My weakest trait is, I wouldn't say it's my weakest, but I still feel like I could be open to doing different kinds of shit. Like I experiment a lot, but I feel like I could do that way more. Sometimes I feel like when I listen to a song, I'm like, okay, I know it should go like this. But sometimes I gotta learn how to listen to other ideas, because sometimes you might end up with some shit, Like I work with stats and I'll be like, yo, I got a chorus. And sometimes I'm like, yo, he probably heard this shit and he probably came up with some shit that's probably just as fire, if not even more fire. But I gotta learn how to like give certain ideas a chance, especially when it comes to the people that I'm collaborating with. You know what I mean? Like, but other than that, I feel like everything, is a learning process. Like, yo, I'm still growing. The people that I'm working with are still growing. So, we'll find out our weaknesses and our strengths as we continue on in the path. But right now, we all learning. You know what I mean? So, it is what it is, man.
In terms of collaborations, who can we expect to hear on the upcoming project, if you want to disclose that information?
Nah, I'll talk about it. Grizzy Rowe, that's my brother. Like, I know him for 10 plus years. It's crazy because like my thing was, I never wanted to be a rapper. Like, I don't want it to sound like, the cool thing to say. I don't want to sound like that, but I honestly, like, growing up, I never told myself, I wanted to be a rapper. Like, I wanted to be, I wanted to be an athlete, own my own businesses and shit, be an entrepreneur. But I always loved rap and I loved writing, but Grizzy is one of the people around me who kind of like inspired me to take it more seriously, because I'm like, yo, we used to just like, you know, just play around rapping, freestyling and shit. And then I start seeing what he's doing and how he's taking it. You know, he's going to the studio, he's recording, you know what I mean? He's doing performances here and there. So when you got a close friend of yours that's doing stuff like that, yo, I could do that too. You know what I mean? And being that you already know somebody who has that same drive, it kind of wants you to like put in more work, you know? But besides Grizzy, Nick Early is a monster. Yo, for those who don't know who Nick Early is, he's a singer. He's from Los Angeles. He is fire. Like the man, you know, he does it all. He plays his instruments, like he, you know, writes dope lyrics. Like, the notes he hits is crazy. You know what I mean? And he reminds me of the shit that really doesn't exist right now. That feel back in the day, that grown shit. But he's young, but like, you know what I mean? It's just, we need that, you know? It's like, I feel like there's a lot of singers that cater to like the younger audience. Whereas him, he could cater to like the younger audience and the mature women, you know, the women that got their shit together already, that they want to hear that real shit, you know? Stats, you know, what can I say, man? Like, the dude is a monster. He's like, I don't want to compare him to anybody, because honestly, I don't know a lot of it's hard for me to. He's like a hybrid of like a couple artists. Right. You know what I'm saying? Like, you could say he's like a Tory Lanez, Kid Cudi. It's like a bunch of shit. It's like a bunch of shit sprinkled into one. But he's like, he's fire. And then my boy Seth Q. You know what I'm saying? Like, he's dope. I used to work with him, you know, back in the day. You know, we used to work in the same gig, and like, he was one of those people that he was already, you know, doing opening acts and rapping. So like, I always looked up to him like, yo, you know, he's doing it. So I always wanted to have a feature with him. So those are, you know, for now, those are the features that I got. But everybody is talented in their own right, and everybody has like my respect. So that's the most important shit, you know.
So when you're not writing, rapping, traveling, what do you like to do?
Sleep.
Simple.
Nah. I mean, yeah, you know, sleep, eat. But honestly, I like to, you know, relax and spend time with the people I care about. But I work a lot. You know what I'm saying? I work a lot because at the end of the day, you're only gonna get as much as what you put in. Right. You know what I mean? Like, you have to invest a certain amount to get something in return. Like, you can't be one of those people that just don't put nothing into your craft and then feel like you're gonna get the most out of it all the time. And like I said, there's always that special case. You feel me? Where a dude just be like, I guess I'll hit the studio, you know, first time, and then the first time he does it, he makes a fucking smash and he blows up or whatever. But that's not the reality in 99% of the cases. So me on my off time, like, I just want to chill, relax, spend time with my family. But for the most part, like, what motivates me is just, you know, work. You know, because work feels like off time when you're doing something that you love to do on the side. It don't feel like work anymore. It just feel like, yo, this is providing for what I love to do. So I try to enjoy the most I can. I try to, you know, do the things that I like to do. Hit the gym, you know, hoop, play ball. You know, be, you know, still find, you know, some fun in all the madness. But at the end of the day, like, I just love coming to the studio, making shit happen. And then, you know, in the future, once the performances start coming in, like, that's gonna be like the new recreational stuff for me, you know. So
okay, you excited to drop Story?
Yeah, I'm fucking hype, and everybody around me is like, yo, just put it out already, bro. Like, just, you know, I keep trying to like add, you know, different songs to it. Like, Stats will fucking yell and be like, no, motherfucker, no, like, no, that's it. You keep trying to add to the track list. We not trying to have that. No. Like, you gotta release that. You know what I mean? Like, and I get it. You know what I mean? Like, I've worked on this project for 1.5 years. Right. You know, that's like, that's a long fucking time without anybody hearing shit. people on Instagram like, yo, I see you in the studio, but I never heard shit though. You know what I mean? Like I want to hear something. You feel me? But you know, it took that long, and I feel like, you know, it's just time to, you know, drop it. You know what I mean? And see what people see the responses. So far, I've released 2 singles, Purple Clouds and Too Authentic. If you haven't listened, you know, go download that, go stream that. You know what I mean? Take a listen for yourself. I've gotten nothing but great feedback. You know, so now it's just continuing on that, and then just drop the project and take it from there. Like I can't put too much pressure on myself, because at the end of the day, this is my first project. But I feel like my first project is stronger than a lot of people's first projects, because I treated it like if it was like, I took this so serious. Like if I was a major artist and this was like my debut album, like that's how serious I took it, you know. And I wanted to make sure that I added that energy. So
okay. And so with whatever the release date is going to be, you know, do you have an idea of what your release date is going to be?
I don't even know my fucking release date, bro. Like I'm trying, like I'm going off of what the energy I'm getting.
Right.
I don't want to rush anything, but I also don't want to take forever. So I want to release like around February, March, around there. You know, so we'll see.
Okay. So the first quarter in this era, dropping then is a very interesting thing to do, just because people move past music so fast. So how do you hope to stamp yourself in February 2020, where people are talking about your project in December 2020? Like, nah, even with all this music that's dropped, I'm still thinking about our Story Ave. Like, what do you hope to do to make your project have that staying power?
Honestly, just cater to the people that fuck with it.
Right.
And then it grows from there. Like whoever fucks with my music, people that I don't know, like the fans, even if it's one fan, like you gain that, you gotta cater to that, you know, and then it grows organically, and those people will remember, and then that's when the longevity comes in. But like me, you know, as far as like making that stamp, you know, like I said, I just want to put the best music I can out, you know, and then people that fuck with it, they're gonna want more. My job is to stay consistent, because if I, you know, drop this and then don't drop nothing for 2 years, they're gonna be like, yo, we don't give a fuck anymore. You know what I'm saying? Like, all right, cool. You know what I'm saying? Like, it was cool, you know, but we're on to new shit. The sound changes, music changes all the time. So once you start, you can't stop.
Right.
So me, by leaving my stamp, is just being consistent and growing slowly. I'm in no rush. At all, you know. And I know that, you know, there's a lot of music out there. So my only goal is to make sure that I put the best work that I can put out, and then from there, just keep, you know, feeding the fan base that I have, and then it grows organically, and then it eventually becomes something, you know. That's the goal. So to me, making something that gets the respect when I put it out there, whether it's from people that I know, people that I don't know, that's my stamp. You know, is the respect. That's it.
Okay.
So
I think I'm.
Yo, listen. First of all, like, I also gotta, I gotta shout out everybody that I work with. You know what I mean? Cause I'm inspired. Like, I didn't even mention Yao G's. You know what I'm saying? He's a monster. He just released the project. You know. Yeah. You're welcome. Download. You know, stream that. But just the people that I'm around, they influence me, and I just want to continue that energy. I believe in momentum, and you know, as long as you keep, you know, going forward with that, it's only gonna get bigger. It's like a snowball effect.
Right.
You know what I mean? So, but that's really much it. You know, Story Ave coming soon. You hear me? Our Story Ave IG, follow me, and it's a pleasure chopping it up with you, man. Yo, listen, this guy's the future gatekeeper right here. I'm just telling you right here. Yo, he be don't be yo,
I'm
listen.
here for him.
All right, listen, look, listen. This guy right here is you know, he's really moving out here, man.
Thank you.
Yeah,
Thank you, man.
you're making a name for yourself, and you're really doing it the right way, and you're really taking those steps.
Appreciate it.
So it's a pleasure to like be interviewed.
Pleasure's
You know what I'm
all
saying?
mine.
I'm gonna look back and I'll be like, yo, see, look, I'm gonna tell my grandkid like, yo, look, I got an interview with him and shit. You know what I mean? So.
Pleasure's all mine.
But yeah, man, for
Pleasure's
sure,
all mine.
for sure.
Congrats. I'm looking forward to the project.
Yeah,
And keep it up, man.
yeah.
Keep it up.
I'll try.
Yes, sir.
I'll try.